Hello, everybody. Welcome to this series of Goliath Has Fallen. My name is Titi Jones, and today I am following on from the video I did last week about fruitful faith. I felt like I needed to go a bit further with talking about the seed principle and the fact that you reap what you sow. Today I was thinking about the fact that our words, the words that we're speaking, that is truly the realm of fruit. That is in the realm of the harvest that we are producing. They show us, they're evidence of the type of seeds that we have been sowing. And you may look at your life currently and you might think that random things have happened or there are some things out of your control. But biblically and even scientifically, there's evidence to suggest that as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. The things that you have pondered on, the seeds that you have sown in you, have produced the harvest of what you are experiencing currently in your life. In Proverbs 18:20, it says, "A man's stomach shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth. From the produce of his lips he shall be filled. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit." The Message version of that verse says, words satisfy the mind as much as fruit does the stomach. Good talk is as gratifying as a good harvest. Words kill, words give life. They're either poison or fruit. You choose. Essentially, we get to choose the kind of fruit and the kind of harvest we are going to produce in our lives. Jesus himself puts it this way. He says, this is from Luke 6. He says, "You'll never find choice fruit hanging on a bad, unhealthy tree. And rotten fruit doesn't hang on a good, healthy tree. Every tree will be revealed by the quality of fruit that it produces. You will never pick figs or grapes from thorn trees. People are known in this same way. Out of the virtue stored in their hearts, good and upright people will produce good fruit. Likewise, out of the evil stored in their hearts, evil people will produce what is evil. For the overflow of what has been stored in your heart will be seen by your fruit and will be heard by your words." Essentially, the words you are speaking, whether it's about yourself, your health, your body, your situation, your family, even your government, your nation, they are an indication of the type of seeds that you have planted. Like we said, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So if you want to change your life, you need to change the seeds that you are planting. You have to be intentional about planting choice seeds in your heart. And this is a discipline, sadly, which many people are not willing to cultivate because it requires us to be diligent. It requires us to watch the company that we are keeping. It requires us to watch the news that we are accepting into us. It requires us to dwell in the Lord, to dwell in the word, be good branches in the vine. God has already provided incorruptible seed, the seed word for us. He says he gives seed to the sower, and it's up to us, therefore, as the sowers, to sow the good word. Only then, with that good seed planted in us, as we abide in and dwell in the vine with a consciousness of knowing who we are and whose we are, it's only then that we can decree a thing in order for it to be established. Only then can we say, as it says in Job, that when others say there's a casting down, that we can say there is a lifting up. Only then will we have the confidence to show up and to change the situations around us that seem contrary to the things, the desires that we have. And so the invitation for us today is examine the words that you have been speaking, not from a place of condemnation, but a place of curiosity. And if they have been words of death or cursing, today we are going to resolve to speak blessing and life over our circumstances. Resolve today to be a good tree, to bring forth good fruit from the abundance of your heart. As I was preparing for this today, I was reminded of that story in the Bible where there was a crowd of well over 5,000 men, women, and children. And Jesus asked the disciples to feed them. And they said, well, we can't. We've only got a few loaves and some fish. And Jesus takes what they give him and he gives thanks and he blesses it. And they are then able to share out and feed the crowd until everybody is filled and they have baskets full afterwards. That's what I really wanted us to think about today, that he took the seed of the loaves and fish. He took the little things he had in his hand. He gave thanks and he blessed it. And only then did the situation change. Jesus was modeling to his disciples that the natural realm is impacted by the spiritual realm and not the other way around. You know, life is spiritual, and God has given us spiritual weapons and strategies in order for us to live victoriously. It is possible to live above the circumstances, to change our situations, to face a storm and to speak to it. It's possible to change, to take the little seeds that you have in your hand and to watch it be fruitful, multiply, and take over. You know, I feel like God is saying to us today that there are some people listening who have been cursing the small beginnings. They've been taking the seeds that are in their hearts or in their hands, and they haven't recognized them as seed that God has given them. They haven't recognized that this is a potential huge harvest that God has given them. And like that widow woman in the Old Testament who told the prophet, I think it was Elijah or Elisha, you know, she said, all I have is a little oil in the house. They don't recognize that this is your breakthrough, this little oil. And that if you speak over it, you can watch it multiply, it can pay off the debts, it can enable you to live and to do and to fulfill all that God has for you. So today we want to resolve. My prayer for us is that we would have the eyes and the hearts to discern the seeds that will produce the harvest that God has given to us. My prayer is that we would thank God for the harvest that are in the seed. The harvest is in the seed. And that we would bless these small beginnings. I bless my YouTube channel and these days of small beginnings, because I know that when we are diligent, when we are disciplined, and when we show up, when we bless it, it will be fruitful, it will multiply, and that the words we continually speak over our lives will bring forth the harvest we desire. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I shall see you next week. Thank you for watching.